In today's video, we're gonna talk about how to stop to be afraid to be judged. This is something I love to coach my clients on. It's one of my favorite topics, and every time I coach someone on this, after they feel really released and free and more open and more authentic and more ready to live their life. So let's start with what is this fear of being judged and how our brain works, because in the moment you're gonna understand how our brain works, you're gonna feel much more free. It's just a misunderstanding that has been going on and on and on and on in your life, and nobody never teach you the things that I'm going to teach you. And you will see that when you really understand this, things are gonna become way easier with people and with yourself. So the first thing you have to understand is that our brain is always trying to protect us. It is a system we have in our brain that is 200,000 years old, which means that this program that is in our brain started when we were living in the jungle, in the forest, and trying to escape lions and animals. And of course, at the time, this process of protection was really useful because we always had to be in alert in order to avoid to be eaten by some other animal, right? But in today's society, we are not living so many risks, and we are much more safer. But this part of our brain didn't evolve, so we still have this process that is always trying to protect us, and it reacts when our boss texts us, "Hey, I want to see you in my office in 5 minutes," or we go in reaction because it's just the same process. So this same process is always trying to tell you things, and it's gonna use way to work that are always trying to making you feel not enough, for example, or comparing you, or is always focus on the negative, or for example, your brain is gonna try to avoid pain and in the same time always seeking pleasure, and this is why addiction are created. So when you understand this, you're gonna see that most of the time what you are believing true is not true. Why? Because you are not your brain. This system that is in your mind, that is always telling you thoughts and emotion, is not who you really are. It's just a process that is in your brain that is always trying to sell you things in order to protect you. So it's always making you feel not enough, or compare, or other people are better, or judging you. So when we understand that it's just a machine that is in our way to experience life, a machine that is always trying to observe, analyze, interpret it, try to defend you from the rest, try to defend the identity that is formed when we are really young, the me person. This brain wants to protect this identity with all this thought. And when we understand that we are not the machine, we are not the psychology activity, we are not the thought that is always passing through us, but it's just the machine, we understand then that we don't have to believe thoughts true. They're not true, they're not relevant, and they're not personal. It's just the machine. And every human being in this world has the same process in his brain. You may be gonna believe there are some people that they don't judge themselves, and they are confident, and they feel valuable, and they are successful. It's not true. I mean, every human being in this world has a thought of insecurity, thought of negativity, pessimism, comparison. Every human. The human that are not experiencing this in this way are just human that understood they are not their thought. Those thoughts are not real, not relevant, not personal, and so simply they don't believe them true. And you're gonna tell me, "But Claudia, but sometimes it feels so true. Sometimes I feel like I judge myself so much, and it feels so real, and I'm so afraid that other people judge me." And it's normal. It's normal that it feels real, because think about it, it's like a nightmare. It's exactly like a nightmare. You are sleeping, and at one point you start feeling all this emotion. You wake up and you feel all this emotion, and your belief that you are still sleeping is a nightmare. And then little by little you realize, oh, wait a second, it was just a dream. It was just something created by my brain. It wasn't real. Nothing changed in my reality. It was just a dream. But in the same time, even if it was just a dream, you were feeling all this emotion, right? Think about it. Is your brain creating emotion and illusion for you in something that is not even real? And thoughts are exactly in the same process. They are not true, not relevant. They're just like a dream. But nobody never taught you that. Nobody never told you. You believed all this time that you were your thought. All this time you believe of these stories and narrative and voice in your brain, believing that all these thoughts are true. Believing that you're not enough, believing that you're not legitimate, you're not beautiful, you're not special, you're not important, and all the other stuff that our brain is always trying to make us believe. Your brain is conditioned because when we are born, we are pure. We are pure, formless energy. We are pure, we are not conditioned by our society. But then little by little, growing up, we are conditioned by our fathers, by mothers, by our parents, by our grandpa, by our grandma, and the teacher, and the friends at school, and we start creating all this belief system. And maybe if my mother is repeating all the time, oh, Claudia is shy. This was my mother. Claudia is shy, and I start listening to that a lot. I start believing it. I start believing that, oh, maybe I am shy. And so all my life I worked in the world, I act in the world like a shy person, only because my brain is conditioned to believe this. But in reality, I'm not that. I'm not what my brain believes I am. I know what other people believe I am. I'm much more than that. I'm even much more than just this personality, than just this character I'm using to going through the world. I am consciousness. I am love. I am born love and pure consciousness. There is a well-being and peace behind this human weather because I am the sky behind. I'm not all these thoughts and emotions and illusion and fears and beliefs. Who I really am is the well-being always in peace behind this activity of my brain. When you wake up to this concept and you start seeing that those thoughts are not true and it's just your brain creating them, you get free. And so it doesn't matter if other people judge you. Why? Because the part of them that is judging you is their brain, is their conditioned brain, because they believe that things has to be in the way their brain believes they has to be, because they grow up like this. And every time people are gonna project on you what they believe about themselves, because we are just a projection in someone else's reality. You're not the most important person in other people's life. The most important person in other people's life is themselves, because the mind is trying to defend the me, the ego, the mind, the self is not thinking of you. When people think of you and have an opinion and a judgment about you, it's just their brain trying to analyze in everything. The brain is what it does. It analyze, it judge, interpretate. And most of the time, you analyze and judge the thing that it feels like a danger. And what we think is dangerous, something that is different. So believe me, if you are like me, if you feel like all your life you felt different, or your life you felt like you were maybe more aware than someone else around you, when people see something different, they tend to judge it and they tend to be afraid of it. They don't understand it. But it's not them, it's just their brain. Every time someone has an opinion about me, it doesn't matter what they say, because I know that it's just their brain. They try to interpret, analyze, give opinion to protect them, to make them feel good, to not make them feel insecure or make them feel more, to compare. Just their machine. It's not who they are. Who they really are is the being, is the perfect being behind that brain, behind the machine. So when I talk to them, I'm not addressing their brain. I'm addressing the soul. I'm addressing the being behind that. So I can have completely compassion and stay curious and open because I don't take personally. Have you ever read the 4-accord Toltec accord. I'm gonna try to put you the title there. One of them is don't take things personally. How could I take things personally if what this person is seeing through their lens, through their conditioning in their brain, is their own reality, their own film, their own movie? They're conditioned. It's just their brain activity. But I know that behind that human being conditioned with their brain, there is a beautiful, perfect, peaceful being. They can be conditioned. They can think things about me. It's not about me, it's about them. Every time someone is giving you an opinion about you, this opinion, this judgment is gonna give you much more information about them than you. Because it's gonna make you understand where they are, how conditioned they are, how in rejection, in fear, in protection they are. I don't need to judge, I don't need to compare, I don't need to give opinion, because I know that this is just my brain doing it. And when I catch myself doing it, it's just my brain, and it's okay. I see that my brain is afraid, it wants to protect themselves. It doesn't matter. I can drop the judgment, I can drop the opinion, I can drop the analysis, the control, because it's just my brain. But who I really am is a being that is in peace. And the more you're gonna practice the thing that I'm teaching you now, the more you're gonna get free, because all this judgment will become like a really far, far voice. The judgment that you have on yourself, you're not gonna listen to them anymore. Less and less and less and less. And sometimes they will come back, and then less, and sometimes we come back. And you just gonna feel the feeling that strong. All this feeling of not enoughness, all this feeling of insecurity, they're gonna be just less, not that strong, because you're gonna recognize very fast that it's just your brain, because you're now starting to see who you really are, because you're starting to enter in this new paradigm, living life through this new teaching. And of course, it's a matter of repetition, because you work all your life with a system that is believing that you're not enough and that you are your brain. Those stuff are true. So now you have to learn how to always see that it's just a thought. And like in meditation, you leave this thought pass, and you're not thinking that thought through. It's just a thought and you let it pass, and you stay present, here now. And this is exactly what I want to teach you and what we do during my coaching in my Academy of Life. This program is in 2 languages, French and English. So if you're watching this video in English with the translation in French, please click here, because the program is completely in French. And we're gonna talk about 3 things: the mind, the body, and the soul. And I'm gonna teach you all these things to get free of judgment, of insecurity, of negative thoughts, to live a life connected to your body. We're gonna practice yoga, we're gonna practice other body exercise, we're gonna practice reconnecting with your soul, the self-realization, and discovering who you really are behind your mind. This will make you free, and we're gonna help you manifest the life of your dream. Because if you wanna create something amazing, magical in your life, you need to understand that you're not your brain. This is the first step. And you need to put action and do things with your energy to manifest this life. And I'm gonna teach you exactly what to do, how to heal, how to transform. I'm gonna teach you things that I learned thanks to the medicine of the planet, the medicine of the art. Things that have been explained to me to something bigger than me, way bigger than me. And today I teach this to people, and it's really working and transforming their life. So if you want to work with me, the French version is already ready. We can start when you want. I invite you to check the page here. And if you're watching this in English, it's gonna ready for 2023. So in 2023, I'm gonna have this program also in English, and it's gonna be huge and amazing. So I hope you like this video and you are free now from judgment. You understand that judgment just doesn't exist. It's just the brain of other people, and it's gonna tell you way more about them than you. So I hope I see you in my program. Click here, or I see you in another video. Bye.